So that fits, yeah. That tracks.
Please be seated. Welcome, everyone, to the wedding of Ben Rafato and Tina Marie Duarte. Please, at this time, I ask everyone, put away your phones, silence them, then put them away. The wedding party would like the ceremony to be entirely unplugged. No texting, no surfing. But don't worry, immediately after, you'll be able to take that thing out and check your MySpace page. We want to be fully present for this experience with each of you, presence is, after all, the greatest gift we can give to our family, to our friends, to your children, to your elders. No gifts, no trinkets, no money are a substitute for your genuine presence. And for the presence of each of you here today, we thank you. Fully present in this moment, we are about to share in a powerful experience, the most ancient, divine ritual of humanity, a celebration of love. Ben and Tina are about to formalize their divine, loving union. These two, a stunning balance of masculine and feminine. Two healers, two adventurers, two of the most kind, loving, open-hearted, free spirits I've ever known are about to make their vows. It's a miracle. 2016, when Ben, in his signature bold and fearless style, literally and figuratively swept Tina off her feet at the Maverick King of Clubs in Tucson, Arizona for their first meeting, he was already my best friend. I had enjoyed at least two of the most dangerous and intense experiences of my life with him by that point. I know that many of you are aware keeping up with Ben can be intense. But Ben, he brings out the best in the people around him. Ben has the powerful ability to make others around him reevaluate their perceived limits, all while remaining the jovial, adventurous, fearless mountain man that he is. He elevates both your potential and your spirits. I cherish this man every moment I get to spend with him. And in that February of 2016, Tina auspiciously, gracefully, elegantly danced into Ben's wild heart. She was able to single-handedly tame this beast of a man. Single-handedly, easily.
That's right.
What a formidable warrior queen she is. Tina is a dedicated healer, a practitioner of the healing arts, if you will, with a heart of gold, a depth of patience, a sincere kindness all of her own. For these past 8 years, I've been most fortunate to share time in her presence, experience the uplifting, generous, compassionate energy that she embodies. She brings out the best in others in her own way. She brings out the best in Ben. I can see how she lights Ben up with wonder, amazement, pure joy. And with each of their fingers on the pulse of life, they dance to a rhythm they've built together on trust, respect, and deep admiration. I've seen their love evolve these 8 years from a sort of giddy, wild-eyed excitement to a more mature support and real partnership, to contemplation of marriage. Ahead of this ceremony, Ben and Tina shared with me some of their thoughts regarding the evolution of their relationship and their intentions around marriage. To begin, let's pause and contemplate the improbable chain of events leading us here. From our ancestors, all the twists and turns and highs and lows and dead ends that brought us through to this singular moment. We begin to see that even the smallest action can end up having powerful consequences, potentially be life-changing. Sometimes called the butterfly effect. We stand here amazed that a Zoni girl from Arizona and a beastly mountain man from Montana linked up under the most improbable circumstances at two-stepping into Tucson, Arizona. Now they're standing in front of you here today, totally in love. And their wildest dreams, a young Ben and a young Tina, never could have imagined meeting and falling passionately in love in the manner they did, but here we are. Most of their relationship, respectively, they consider themselves to be a marriage skeptic and a marriage ambivalent. They spent 8 years contemplating marriage, but 8 years happy without it. So what changed? Why did they make the decision to get married? As it turns out, a question left unanswered can fester. Indecision becomes the decision. Realizing this, they made it a priority to explore the meaning of marriage rather than remain uncertain of what it could be. Ultimately, they came to understand that no two marriages are the same. There are many definitions of marriage, as many definitions as there are marriages themselves. So, today, Tina and Ben have decided to marry because they realized that gathering people together for the purpose of celebrating love and commitment is powerful. Gathering, storytelling, dancing, connecting. These are the most meaningful events in our lives. Gathering their loved ones today and telling their story, they hope to connect people in a way that simply spreads goodness. If they can do one thing with this wild and precious life, it's to spread love and goodness. That's the top of their list. In short, they feel their relationship is one worth celebrating, now and forever. Andy, we'll have a reading from Andy.
I have a poem to read here. Last night the rain spoke to me, slowly saying, "What joy to come falling out of brisk cloud, to be happy again in a new way on the earth." That's what it said as it dropped, smelling of iron, and vanished like a dream of the ocean into the branches and the grass below. Then it was over. The sky cleared. I was standing under a tree. The tree was a tree with happy leaves, and I was myself. And there were stars in the sky that were also themselves. At the moment my right hand was holding my left hand, which was holding the tree, which was filled with stars and soft rain. Imagine the long and wondrous journeys still to be ours.
Thank you, Andy. Could we call this moment perfect? Is it perfect? Well, of course it is. That's the nature of every moment. When we're unburdened by imaginations of the past or projections of the future, when we're unburdened by regret or longing, we can find perfection in every moment. Call it faith, call it God's wisdom, or call it a positive attitude. This celebratory moment makes the perfection of life easy to behold, thanks to the tremendous effort of this loving team. But it's always there. Once we've dispersed after this celebration back to our lives, back to our homes, the perfection we see in this moment will remain. My wish for you two is to remember this. Rejoice in the blessings you'll inevitably receive. Laugh raucously at the silliness that life will bring. Weep with all your heart when the sorrow and struggles and loss that make life rich and meaningful manifest. Look at every moment as a blessing, no matter what it brings, even if it isn't initially obvious why. Knowing in the deepest part of you that it is exactly what you need, at the right time, in the right place, just as we are right now. May you face life together, loving each other like the fearless souls I know you to be. Knowing your vows today represent a bond that is sacred and eternal. A recognition of your shared being, of oneness. Quote, "When there is no other, there is no fear. Only in the experience of oneness does true love blossom." From the Upanishads. As long as you two honor the true love between you, fear can never manifest, as that would imply a separateness. And here we can see nothing could be further from the truth. You two are one. In this greater family, we're one with you, because we love you. Please give your vows.
Thank you. You're going first.
That's what I thought.
There's a spider on you.
Get it, babe. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything else okay?
Yeah.
Tina, it wasn't long after we first met that I knew you were unique. Some of my earliest reflections on our relationship were thinking, wow, now here's someone who can challenge me, who can call me out, and who can push me to be a better version of myself. If we look back and we're honest, I was a bit of an unfinished product. But you motivated me to persevere through our initial botched dates, lost credit cards, and the struggles that all new couples face when they learn to scuba dive together. Which, as it turns out, is a great litmus test.
Yeah.
Somehow, you saw in me something that I really couldn't. That I was worthy of love from such a stunning, kind, and confident woman. You steadied our course through the day-to-day chaos that at times envelops my life. Over the years, our confidence in our relationship has only grown, and I stand here with calm and clarity and promise you this: you are my person. I choose you now and forever. I also understand that we are two different people with vastly different experiences in life. Before we met, my goals were pretty simple and can be summed up in 4 words. Work hard, play harder. I had little interest or need in life's finer details like grooming routines, skincare, not to mention pedicures or irons that weren't meant for my skis. Since we met, my world has expanded in all these ways. I have a special buzzer for nose hair and a jar of facial toner as evidence. My life has also been enriched on so many deeper levels. You've introduced new thoughts, poetry, dance, music. You've helped us root to the earth through your love of gardening. You've introduced me to the finer points of fashion with your suggestions. You got me hooked on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
You've pushed me to see beyond my own view, and I've learned to trust and value your opinion. I promise to always listen, honor, and respect you. With you at my side, I know that I'll be able to experience everything this wild life has to offer. I'll do my best to protect you, to comfort and to smooth out life's bumps, roots, and rocks. I will never, ever tell you again, it's all flow from here. But I promise, in life and in marriage, I will always seek to find flow together. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to get sappy and tell the world how I feel. Tina, your smile and laughter light my world. Your grace calms me. Your touch opens my heart. I love you with every fiber of my being, and I'll continue to love you beyond the time when we're both old, wrinkly, and gray.
So sweet, babe.
Switch that.
No, it's okay. Okay, I wrote a novel. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? These last 2 weeks have been a whirlwind. We were presented an inhumane amount of challenges. They kept popping up like whack-a-mole. We describe these bumps in the road as difficult times, but mostly we describe them as simply laughable. Our nature to laugh about the absurdity of life is one of my favorite things about us. Everyone who knows Ben knows that he has the gift of storytelling. In fact, the entire Rafado clan shares this gift. I've always admired this in them, and I would like to share a couple short stories of my own. On our first date, I met Ben at a Mexican restaurant in Tucson. He referred to this in his vows. I showed up at our planned meeting time, walked up to the front door, and it was locked. Turns out, the restaurant wasn't even open that night. This was the first of many instances since meeting Ben, where the option to get upset or the option to roll with the punches was presented to us. With these instances, Ben, you have shown me a more beautiful life. One that doesn't always have to go as planned, and one that doesn't have to be so serious. Why so serious? You have taught me to have compassion for ourselves, even when the road gets rough. Your spontaneous spirit continues to guide in the most beautiful directions, which brings me to my next story. The second story I have to share takes place near Lake Tahoe. We were relatively new in our relationship and still unsure of our intentions. You guided me up a beautiful hiking trail, and we finally stopped. At a scenic point, everything seemed pretty casual up to this point. Nothing out of the ordinary. I took in the view, gazing around at the gorgeous alpine surrounding us. The landscape was breathtaking. Within seconds, I turn around and see Ben stripped down to his underwear. He walks over to me, hugs me, gives me a kiss, and says, "I love you," for the first time.
That's how we roll.
Before I could respond, he ran towards the icy cold water and dove in head first.
Always in one.
I was left stunned and amazed. Not many times in my life have I been speechless. Before this moment, I was a bit of a romance cynic. I can admit my skepticism about true love and pessimism about long-lasting commitment. And here I had this beastly man in his underwear, professing his love with all the confidence in the world. With tremendous relief, my Grinch heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Oh, sweet.
Ben, standing up here today, I'm filled with many emotions. My heart is beating fast. I predicted that. I can feel the energy of our loved ones around us, and I can feel myself hanging on to the seconds that make up this moment. I know that I won't remember every single detail of today, though I will try. We've been reminded by all that today is going to fly by, that it will all be a blur. And while I know this is true, I know it's because it is a day to be remembered. Here's what I know. I'll remember... Fuck, excuse me. Okay.
You're forgiven.
Okay. Okay. I know I'll remember the support of my dad's arm as he walked me down the aisle, the tears in my mom's eyes as she lovingly observes our ceremony, my brother Paul telling me, "Your brothers have your back," my sister, an extension of myself, beaming love and confidence my way, my nieces and nephews, big smiles, warm hugs from the Rafado clan, I'm going to remember the sound of this creek flowing by and the birds in the sky. But most importantly, I'm going to remember the feeling of walking towards you. Each step was certainty in our future together. I'll remember the feeling of my legs grounded here, steady and calm. The way you look at me in these moments. I'll remember the weight of the vows you speak, and I will hold that with strength. I'll remember the moments that bring tears to our eyes today, and the moments of pure bliss. I'll remember the many stories told around tables this week, around campfires and dance floors. The joy, the belly laughs, and all the reminiscing. I love that today is a day I never want to forget, and a story we will want to tell and retell as we will cherish all of these moments for the rest of our lives. Standing in front of you now, I feel safe in my vulnerability with you. I feel safe to open my heart and give you all the love that is stored inside. You are my warm, safe place. You are my favorite person. You are the most beautiful human I know. And I stand here today with immense love for you and ready to give you all of my vows. I vow to appreciate you for all the things big and small. I vow to always self-improve and to always prioritize our growth in emotional maturity. I vow to be present with you as much as I possibly can, to remind you that you are enough. You are already the man of my dreams. I vow to show your heart compassion, even when you may not. I will hold you, care for you. I'll be honest and loyal and committed to our growth. I vow to hold your hand and walk with you, laughing through this life with open arms, open minds, and our forever expanding love. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Let us exchange the rings.
Fat fingers. Okay.
All good.
And now, momentously, let us embrace a time-honored and fun-filled formality. Do you, Benjamin, the gnarly shredder Rafado, take Tina Marie to be your lawfully wedded wife, to cherish every moment of her presence in your life, to celebrate her warmth, and to do every single thing she tells you to do without question for the rest of eternity?
Absolutely, I do.
Hell yeah.
And it's recorded.
Very good. And do you, Tina Marie, take Ben Rafado to be your lawfully wedded husband, to tend to his biking wounds, to celebrate his joyful spirit, to love him with all your heart and soul and embrace whatever reckless adventures he lures you on forever and ever?
I do.
By the power invested in me by the Lord and the law, I now pronounce you man and wife.
Are they trying to walk out with you?